know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Connor and Nixon, but do you recall the most beaten down, verbally abused until he had one singular function that was exploited reindeer of all? Hello everybody and welcome back to what I think is going to be a treasured tradition on the PowerCords channel, which is basically where I sit here and take a beloved Christmas song and rip it to shreds. Last year when I was a baby channel just flinging myself from the nest, I started with Frosty the Snowman and why he's an eldritch elemental demon coming once a year and yet we still sing for his arrival. And so this year I thought we'd explore my second least favorite Christmas song, which is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And for those of you who are already warming up your little comment fingers by the Christmas hearth, ready to say, "Oh, Rebecca, me, I love it so me." If you like this song, you are a fan of verbal abuse and Columbus and no friend of mine. So Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a song released in 1949 based on a story of the same name written in 1939. And fun fact, the song was actually written by the author of the original story's brother-in-law, so we can assume that this song is canon in the Rudolph lore. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is a story masquerading as the heartwarming tale of a reindeer who's just a little different, learning to appreciate himself and know what his true calling is. But that is a lie perpetrated by big reindeer, and so today we're going to be discussing what this song is actually telling us. So we all know the story, you know, little Rudolph has a big red nose, he is a pariah from society because of it and is bullied his entire life, until one day it's a foggy night and Santa sees that his nose will be able to guide the sleigh and he saves Christmas. The end. Now, the author of the original 1939 book, Robert L. May, has described this story as a child living the American dream, basically discovering his worth and how it makes him special. And that message is much more clearly outlined in the book, the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. However, when the song was adapted, which I would argue is how most people know of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a lot of that nuance was taken out. So there may be things that we talk about today that are described better in the book, but today we're just going off the song because the song is what blew it all up and it's how most people understand the story of Rudolph at all. So Rudolph has a shiny nose, you could even say it glows like a flashlight. And yes, we're doing all the callouts in today's video, so strap in. Now, at no point in the song is it made clear that Rudolph is actually ashamed of his own nose in the way that he is made to feel ashamed by society. In the book, there is a line about him crying about it, which is very sad, and why is this story for children? In the song, it's made clear to us that all of the other reindeer, every single other reindeer, laugh and call him names like Pinocchio. So it's presumed that Rudolph has been tormented at a young age by everyone around him. If we're seeing all of the other reindeer, that makes me assume that even the parents are in on it, which is very sad. And we don't get a moment in either the book or the song of Rudolph having some kind of like moxie and being like, I know my nose is different, but I know I have a greater purpose in life, something like that. No, in the book he cries and says he knows it's ugly, and in the song we don't even get that. We just get this kind of like voyeuristic story of Rudolph. We don't get any narration from Rudolph at all. And so already I feel very sad by this song, as I think most people do. You know, you root for Rudolph and you hate every other reindeer, all of the other reindeer. They won't even let him play a game like Monopoly in accordance with the call out. I mean, Rudolph, that's okay. You have saved hours of your life from not playing that particular reindeer game. Also, what do reindeer get from Monopoly? Reindeer don't have hands or capital. In the book, they outline other reindeer games like hopscotch or like leapfrog, which I can imagine much more clearly than a bunch of reindeer sitting in a circle smoking cigars and playing Monopoly. So, as the story goes, it's Christmas Eve, it's foggy, Santa is looking for an option of how to get to all the little girls and boys and deliver them the stuff, which is what Christmas is all about. Now, in the book, Santa is trying to deliver the gifts, but he's thrown off by the fog, and he's, like, running into stuff, including, like, planes, just horrifying. And he comes to Rudolph's house to deliver gifts, and sees Rudolph's nose and is inspired. In the song, we don't get all that description. Santa just walks up to Rudolph and goes, man, it's a big old nose. You want a guy to slay, kid? And it's funny because in the book, Santa uses like a euphemism. He goes like, wow, your forehead is so bright. But like, in my opinion, it's just as rude to be like, look at that giant forehead than it is to say, wow, look at that giant nose. But whatever. They then repeat that joke like 80 times in the book. At least Santa in the song is more direct. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, dear God, it's blinding, you know. So we can imagine Rudolph, you know, beaten down and broken by the verbal abuse he suffered his entire life, presumably shunned by his entire community, is approached by their basically CEO / owner, unclear. He is told that, hey, you know that thing that has literally ruined your entire life? It's actually incredibly useful and we're gonna exploit it. And also, you have to pull a sleigh that is also being pulled by Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. 8 of your abusers. Imagine going to work every day with all of your childhood bullies. Forever. And then he comes back and he's a hero because everyone in that entire town is a fake mother. Now, as I said, this story was originally meant to make children who felt different know that their differences are what makes them special. But all I get from this story is, hey kid, they may hate you because you look different, but one day, if you gain enough social capital, they'll all come crawling back with the knowledge that you can crush them with your influence. I imagine a Rudolph, like 50 years from now, standing on the deck of his Gatsby-esque mansion in like a bespoke suit with like 20-year-old scotch and just watching in disgust like the bacchanal of reindeer games below him, and he knows that they're just begging him to participate, but he just looks out across the water and plans their demise. But as the fog rolls in, he knows his hell is far from over. Also, the last call out of the song sucks. They say you'll go down in history like Columbus, which, like, Columbus is a massive piece of shit. Which I guess, to be fair, it's hard to find a historical figure who's not. How about, like, Bob Ross? You'll go down in history like Bob Ross. Or, you'll go down in history like Frederick Douglass. We'll workshop it. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I love filming these dumb videos at the end of the year. This is fastly becoming, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite things to do on this channel. I decided last year when there were like 300 less of you subscribed to this, that this would be something I would want to do every year, and here we are a year later, and that's just nuts. I'm so glad that this has been able to be something that I could keep going all through 2021, which, while not as insane as 2020, it also wasn't that great either, as I'm sure we can all agree. And who knows what's coming next in 2022, but all I know is that I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you who presses subscribe, who watches, who comments, who likes, anything to engage with these videos. This is such a cool thing. I've always wanted to do this, and here I am doing it, and here you guys are right along with me, and I just love you for it, so thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and yours, my friends, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Also, look at my sweater. Look at that. Look at him. He's got a sequin nose. He's got googly eyes. Okay, bye!